Okay, I think we're on. Hi, guys. It's Reagan Portis, and I'm the host of the Sunrise Podcast, where we like to tell teens about different career and business opportunities that you didn't know could make money. Today, I'm here with Mr. Sandy Brady, a plant manager at CSX, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does.
Uh, hey everyone, like you said, my name is Sandy Brady, and I'm a plant manager at CSX. I've been with CSX for 22 years and in a few different roles. I started off as a utility worker, went to on for did that for a few years, and then started working as a sheet metal worker, pipe fitter, and then I went on into the management. Trainee program and became a manager with them. I've been a manager with them for I'd say about 14 years, 14, 15 years. As a plant manager, what I actually do, I'm responsible of overseeing the maintenance, repair, inspection, and services of locomotives. Uh, I supervise a team of craftsmen, mechanics, which are machinists, electricians, boiler makers, and utility workers. And what we actually do is like the locomotives you see a part of a train. You see a train, you see two or three locomotives, and you see cars. Well, they bring the locomotives to me. The FRA, which is the Federal Railroad Administration, makes us bring them in quarterly, and we'll go over all the different components, the air components, the brakes, the operations of a locomotive. If a locomotive breaks down, they bring it to me for repair. And also, we service locomotives. That's where we clean them and we fuel them and then get them ready to go back on the road to pull freight for our customers. It's just like a car. If you have a car, if you need an oil change or if you need a repair, you take it to the shop. Where our shop is on a larger scale. We bring in these locomotives into the shop, do repair, do problem solving, troubleshooting of these locomotives, and I also oversee the material that we need to repair locomotive and order supplies as needed. So that's just a big overview of what I do.
And honestly, I didn't even know that the railroad industry was such a big industry like that. I only remember like that. Have you ever heard of John Henry? Like that little
Yeah.
story? That's all I know about railroads. So it's very interesting to hear about this. And could you tell us like something that's surprising about your job that we wouldn't know?
Well, there's a few different surprising things about my job that I do or work in. I think number one, it's a 24-hour a day job. It's 7 days a week. We work holidays. We work primarily shift work, first, second, and third shift. Um, like it never closes. So we run freight 24 hours a day. So we have to have people there 24 hours a day working on a locomotive. If a train is running, then we got people working just in case that if it had a problem going from here to Nashville to Memphis, that we can send somebody out there to try to repair it. Um, it's great. A lot of people say it's challenging work because we work like that, but it's great. You get great benefits working for the railroad. Got it has great salary, and also you build a relationship with the people that you work with or the team that you work with. There's a lot of people that have retired that still come out because it's kind of like a family setting at the railroad that still come back out and come just talk and just hang out just to be around the guys and just communicate and stay in touch. Also, another thing surprising about it, there's a lot of opportunity to travel and relocate with the railroad. I've worked in Waycross, Georgia, for a few years. I also worked in Selkirk, New York, for a little while, and I visited the Evansville shop as well. So that is something surprising. And then last, a lot of people think everyone drives trains, but there's many positions in the railroad, from accounting to supply chain to marketing, sales, engineering. So there's a lot of different moving parts of the railroad that I think people don't know about. So there's some surprising things.
How did you get interested in this field? What made you interested in railroad and how did you get into it?
Well, I'm a second generation railroader. My father worked there as well. So as young person, a teen. I seen my father go to work for the railroad. It was a good provider for us, my family. They had activities at the railroad while we was a kid. They would go out to family day. You could actually get up there, and I actually got to see what my father did. So it was very interesting thing. And also, my uncle, I had two uncles that worked out there. One was a claim agent, and he used to go out and, like, if they had problems, he would like kind of like an insurance agent, make sure that we got our money back for it. And I also had another uncle who was a pipe fitter as well at the railroad. So I had the opportunity growing up seeing it. So it was very interesting. So my father, once they had an opportunity to go out there, he said that they were hiring. So I put my application in to get out there because I knew, what kind of foundation, the railroad had, and the opportunities they had there to work there. So.
Wow. So that was that your original plan? Because a lot of teens they go to college thinking they want to do one thing and then come out and do something completely different. So was that your original plan? What you always wanted to do?
No, it wasn't my original plan that I wanted to do. Actually, I went to school for agricultural business and economics, so I thought I was going to work in the agricultural field. But like I said, the opportunity to go to CSX on the railroad presented itself, and I was a manager before I went to the railroad in environmental vehicle inspection. And my father said to me, he said, "There's an opportunity. You might not come in to be a manager, but you can work your way up." And so I took that opportunity to go work for CSX. Started at the bottom, like I said. I started as a utility worker, which is kind of like an entry level position, and then worked my way up, got into a management program, and that helped me on my way up because being able to start at the bottom, I knew what the craftsmen go through. So now the ones I supervise, I know exactly what kind of job they do because I did that job. So it just helped me out. And
And I hear that you've been in leadership positions. You said you've been a manager at another company. Sorry. Um, what skills did you have to learn to be able to handle leadership?
Well, when I was in college, I took management classes, so it taught me how to be, a good manager. I think another skill is public speaking because a lot of time I got to get up in front of my team, give out. I do our safety briefings in the morning, so I have to be able to speak well to them and be able to communicate what things we need done. So I think those two things, like I said, I started as a craftsman and worked my way up, so I learned the things that they did, and then also going into the management training, the company itself helped me learn more leadership skills as I moved up. So they also help move you up in your career.
I'm going to switch gears to a little bit of education. I just want to know how, what degree did you have to be able to be a manager in the railroad?
Well, CSX usually looks for people that have bachelor's degrees, especially in the role that I'm in right now. Maybe an engineering or a business field background, but they also take if you have experience, like 5 to 10 years experience in mechanical or electrical maintenance, it can help you get a position on. Um, they also look for uh, having past leadership skills or leadership roles. So those things are the things they look for to be in that role that I'm in right now.
Are there any entry level roles at CSX that don't require a 4-year degree?
Yes, it is. Like I said, the utility worker position is just a general position where you clean locomotives, you service them, you fuel them. So it's just an entry level. They also have the conductor position. The conductor position is one that who controls the train movement and the as far as like walking trains, he just does the general. He has general responsibility. Also, we have what they call clerks that work for us that make sure our inventory of material level. They order parts and material for us. So there are some entry levels that you don't have to have a college degree to work there.
So do y'all work on building the railroads too, or is it just conducting the train?
Well, it's four big aspects of it. We have corporate, which are headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida. I work for the mechanical department, which is broke up in two sections: it's locomotive and its car. Then there's transportation, which is those that actually drive the train and move freight from one place to another, taking it to our customers. And then thirdly, fourthly, there's an engineering department that actually we have to have track inspectors that look at the tracks, make sure that they are inspect so you won't have any kind of derailments or different things. And they also, if we build new lines, that we build new lines in different areas, they also can put down new rail as well. So yes. Then we have also a maintenance team that work on our shops as well. So the where I work at is a roundhouse. It's over 100 years old. So we have a maintenance teams there that make sure that the facilities are operating as they're supposed to be. So they work on lights to make sure the lights work, and they work on our the infrastructure of the building as well, so that it is in good standards.
I don't know why I always thought like the railroads we had were the ones back in like the 1800s when they were building them, because I just thought they built the roads like around them. I didn't know if they built new ones or not. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So, what does a typical day look like for you as a manager at CSX?
Typical day. It starts. I usually get to work around, I would say, about 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I do a turnover with third shift supervisor. He tells me about what happened the night before. Make sure that he didn't have any issues. We go over every locomotive that we have in the shop, um, and we discuss which ones he was working on, which one I'm going to go work on. Then I look at the list of my employees that I have, and I assign them which locomotive I'm going to put them on for the day. Um, Later on, we go to our safety briefing where I actually get up and tell them about our safety record. We talk about anything that might be changed or different. If they have any issues, then I assign them their jobs and they go to work. After that, just depends on the day. I may have to do payroll. I might have meeting with the terminal managers, file reports, or sometimes even I have to go out line of road if an engine has issues. I might have to go out there myself and take a look at it and see what it needs to, so we can get it to the shop so we can get it repaired, or if we can repair it out there, get someone out there to take a look at it. So my day is always changing, never the same. It's always something new every day. So
How would you say technology in today's time is changing the railroad industry?
it's changing it a lot. Like you said, a lot of people have that same idea that it's the same old railroad, but they're using a lot of technology nowadays. One of the biggest things that we're using now is called distributed power, and what that is that most time if you see a train, like I said, you see two or three locomotives on the front end, and you see all these cars that's pulling freights, to these different locations. Well, now they've made it where they have remote control locomotives where they can stick a locomotive in the middle of the train, which makes us be able to have longer trains and move them faster, so we can move products from point A to point B faster and more efficient. So that's one of the things that we do. I also have a lot of computers that we put on our locomotives so we can see the health of our locomotives from from our job site or from home now. So if they say they have an issue with CSX engine 1230, I can actually log in and see exactly what's going on with it. What is it, overheating? Is it got low water pressure? Is it just shut down and they can't start it off? So we can see the problem before it even gets to us, and then we can also look at um, the history of locomotives and be able to try to repair locomotives before it even fails. So the technology is great nowadays.
Wow. So I'm going to switch gears to our financial education side, because a part of FLYE is financial literacy, because I really want to stress that. It's a part of my nonprofit because I think that financial education is super important, especially now in this day and age, because we don't have it. So I do want to ask you a couple questions about that. And the first question is, did you receive financial education when you were in school?
I received some financial education while I was in school, but I think nowadays with like you said, technology and different things that kids nowadays have more access to information at an earlier age. So I wish I had more, but I think I had some at that time. So my thing about financial education is good to learn to save early. I think that's a rule that I try to tell my kids. Learn to save early. Don't spend everything that you earn. And that goes from from the first job you get or the summer job you get. Learn to put some away now.
Yes, I think we all need to learn how to do that, especially me. Okay, what do you wish that you understood about money when you were younger?
I guess I would say planning and budgeting. My wife tells my kids all the time that there's like a rule guideline that you should use. It's like a 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your money spent on your needs, 30% you spend on your wants, and then 20% you put in savings. Now, this savings you can also use, like, now I'm working. You can use this savings for like investing in 401k, and that's something you probably learn your guys learn about a little bit later. Or at my job, I have a company stock program where I buy stocks, and these are ways for me to save money for the long term or for my retirement. So those are some of the things that I had to learn, but I wish I would learn a little bit more as I was when I was younger.
How does understanding the value of skills, time, and education help with career decisions?
Well, anything that you do is about what you invest your time in, into to become what you want to be. So you want to invest your time on the decisions that you make as far as, oh, I want to be this or I want to be that. Have a mentor. Ask questions. Make sure that you have the things that you want to be, and set goals for yourself. Always set goals, and always review your goals at the time and make sure that you're headed always in the right direction. So,
That sounds wonderful. So, we're almost running out of time. And before we do run out of time, I want to ask you, is there anything else you want us to know before we hop off the podcast?
well, like you said, like the railroad industry, a lot of people, young people don't, hear about people working there. So don't be afraid to try something new. So it's a great industry. I loved it. Like I said, it provided for me my entire life because my father worked there for over 30 years. I've been there over 22 years, so it provided for me my whole life. Second generation employee. So don't be afraid to try something new. It might be something that you enjoy and love. So try it out.
Y'all heard it there. I especially love hearing about this kind of stuff because, you don't know about these different career opportunities.
Mhm.
And I think it's super duper important. And there is one last question, but we have 2 minutes left. Could you answer this really quickly? How
Okay.
young do they hire?
How young they hire? 18. Got to be 18 years old. But you can hire on as young as 18 years. Like I said, they have um, um, just entry level. Like I said, utility worker you can hire as 18. And my father actually hired on at the railroad at 18. So, yes.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thank you on your
No,
busy
thank you for
morning.
having me. I appreciate
I'll
it.
let you go because I heard you have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and that's just not for me. But have a wonderful night, and I'll see you later.
I appreciate it. Be good.
Bye.